What's up, guys? Ricky with Rapscan Gaming coming at you with some more Halo 5 beta gameplay. And guys, we have a whole slew of information that has just been spewed out all over the internet by Josh Holmes and 343. And I'm super pumped to be able to go all over this information with you guys. It's been such a dry spell here as of late with Halo videos, so I'm really pumped to see some more stuff coming through the YouTubes and interwebs. So let's go ahead and get things started off right. One of the biggest things, in my opinion, is the fact that we now can toggle on sprint and all the Spartan abilities. So what's going to be really neat to see is all the different types of gameplay that people are going to be able to do. I'm really excited to actually see the comparison between sprint and no sprint. Now that we're actually going to be able to have like a side-by-side comparison of the two, I'm really interested to see how these maps are going to play both ways. So one thing to note is that all these things are going to be toggleable. Is that even a word? They're going to be able to be toggled on and off through custom games. So now we can actually play like Halo 3, 2, and 1 on the master on Halo 5 right now. So that's really, really cool that 343 actually did that. I was not expecting them to be taking sprint out whatsoever, or even make it an option to toggle it on or off, even in custom games. So I commend 343 for doing that. They're keeping the legacy Halo players, as they're calling him in this little post here. They're keeping them in the loop, and they're giving them the ability to play without sprint like they've been talking about wanting to do forever. Myself personally, I'm kind of indifferent with sprint, but I'm still really interested to see how the game would actually play if sprint were not implemented into it. I can definitely see the argument videos that are going to be made right now. I can already see it. Looking at you, Saucy, and Elementary, all you guys. So yeah, that's really interesting to see. I can't wait to see what this video is going to be like. So there's really kind of 5 main topics that are covered in this post here. The first of which is Spartan abilities, followed up by weapons, presentation, CSR, and then finally matchmaking. So let's go ahead and jump into the first giant topic here, which again is the Spartan abilities, which is where really the first thing I discussed there earlier with the ability to toggle off and on sprint and any of the Spartan abilities is actually included in that topic. But one of the coolest things that I like was the fact that they increased both the base speed movement and the strafe acceleration. That was one thing I definitely noticed, especially when I finally went back to the MCC and played Halo 4 for the first time after playing the beta for like 3 weeks straight. One of the things I noticed immediately was how much faster I felt in Halo 4 and how much more responsive the strafe and everything was. Like, it actually felt like it was keeping up with the speed that my stick on my controller was going, whereas in Halo 5 I've definitely felt a lot more like weighty, almost that it wasn't, almost to the fact or the point that it wasn't responding as I would like it to. So to see them actually putting that into the game is something I'm really excited for. Another thing that they changed was they reduced the top sprint speed, which I don't know if I'm too big of a fan of, but I trust 343 in this aspect. Of course, one of the biggest complaints with Halo 5 and 4 is the fact that sprint is in the game. So to maybe slow that down a little bit would kind of pump the brakes on a lot of people that are having issues with that. But I will say I really enjoyed having the ability to go really quickly, especially with that Prophet's Bane. Oh my god, I felt like such a beast with that thing. But again, I feel like I trust 343 with reducing the top sprint speed. So that's going to be interesting to see how that actually plays out. Now, one of the things that I am, like, I seriously cannot, I need to keep praying to the Halo gods, because 343 hit the nail on the head with this one. They actually modified the ground pound controls, which I think they actually previously announced that, but anyways, they modified the ground pound controls so that way it is no longer mapped to the crouch button, which is insanely awesome. Again, like I stated in my beta initial thoughts video, I really think that they should just map it to RB and LB, so that way it's pretty much just like you're doing a super, like you were playing Destiny. I think that would be a fantastic mapping for those buttons. So the last thing really, as far as the Spartan ability goes, they did some general tuning and bug fixes for all the Spartan abilities like thrusters, clamber, ground pound, etc. So that's always good that they're going to be taking out bugs of the game. So anyway. So next up, the next big topic are the weapons, and the biggest thing here I feel is that they actually buffed the Hydra. Now that thing, like myself and a lot of other people, I feel like they just kind of stayed away from the Hydra, especially whenever you could compare it to the rocket launcher. Like, it just wasn't that great of a weapon in comparison. But now that they're going to be giving it a buff and actually making it more effective without actually scoping in is something I'm really, really pumped to see how that's going to be in the final build of the game. I really loved the addition. I think we all have seen that Quindale Hoyo video where he's like, actually, you guys are all wrong. Here's actually you actually use the weapon. And once he showed me that, and I actually used the Hydra like that, it was still fun. But at a lot of the times, I still felt like I wasn't getting the kills that I deserved. So definitely buff for the Hydra is a plus in my book. Next big thing on the list is the sniper rifle. They improved the scope experience to make it feel less clunky and faster to scope. And clunky is like the perfect phrase for this sniper rifle. I really feel like if they just did a copy and paste, including the sound design from the Halo 2 Anniversary Sniper, and just copy and pasted that into the Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer, I would be sold. Like, that is a fantastic sniper rifle, but I definitely understand what they mean by it being clunky. Like, it seems like it just takes forever for that thing to scope. Like, there's a black screen, it seems like forever. And even when it finally does go off a black screen, like the little reticle takes forever to actually go into the center of the screen. So I felt like I was missing a lot of my shots just due to that. So I'm really pumped to see that new sniper rifle coming out. DMR. They're just in the position of the scope on that thing, so it's no longer going to be like a giant crystal ball. Like, I feel like I actually look into the future with that thing, so I'm definitely pumped that they're going to be doing that with the DMR. Although I do feel like the DMR is most effective whenever you're actually using it on the hip, like doing some hip fire, because whenever I scope down, I feel like it's just so inaccurate. Like the auto aim or aim assist is just completely non-existent, I feel, with that. Same thing with the pistol, actually, but definitely digging the readjusting of the position of the scope on the DMR. Finally, or not finally, why don't I even say that? The next thing they're going to do is they're bringing back the, I heard people call it the Spunker, or the Spanker rocket launcher. But pretty much just the classic Halo rocket launcher. They're actually going to be bringing that back as a legendary version of the weapon, which is a really, really cool idea. Like, the way I think, or that I think it would be the coolest way, you're so cool. But the fact that the Prophet's Bane is actually a legendary weapon, and it belongs specifically to the Arbiter, it would be really neat to see them actually tie this in the Master Chief. Like, what if this is the Master Chief's like personal rocket launcher? It'd be neat to see like some lore hype around this particular weapon. Next up, they actually reduced the bonus for automatic weapons with Smart Link and with headshots. So that's always a good thing. I feel like the AR and the SMG especially was pretty damn powerful, and I think a lot of people will agree with me on that one whenever you scoped in. So a little bit of a nerf as far as those go is, again, a plus in my book. Another thing, they removed the grenade detonation in midair. So basically what that means is that whenever you shoot a grenade after it leaves somebody's palm, that will no longer be a thing, which is a fantastic idea. Although you feel like a badass whenever you shoot a grenade out of midair, I think it's a really good idea to take that out, because it just seemed to happen more often than any other game that I've ever played. So that's definitely a good idea to be taking that out of the game, in my opinion. Ability to turn off vibration and feedback for weapons, that's a given, and general tuning and bug fixes for all the weapons is, again, a plus. The presentation, they're actually going to be taking out the bros, or they're going to be significantly dropping the broness of the Spartans after the matches are done. Please, dear God, take my advice from my last video I did. I would love to see some ODST drop pods or Pelicans picking them up. That'd be so sick to see. I doubt it'll happen, but it would be so awesome if they actually did that. Post-death replay is an opt-in feature. Instead of just automatically going to that, you're going to have the traditional follow cam, so you can do your call-outs and stuff instead of watching a kill cam, which is a fantastic addition. Medals decrease frequency and number of medals displayed in the medal feed, which a lot of people don't like the medals, but I feel like it's pretty cool. I like the medals addition. Spartan chatter can now be toggled on or off. I think that's a really good addition. That's something a lot of people were wanting to do, and it's a really simple thing to please people. So it's a fantastic thing that 343 actually did that and listened to the feedback as far as the Spartan chatter goes. Adding highlights to placed or dropped weapons to make them easier to see. I don't know, I kind of feel like they were easy to see enough, especially with the power weapons when they have the giant indicators where they spawn. But I don't know, I'll just have to wait and see how that looks. I think they actually did that in the Master Chief Collection where they had the little arrows over the weapon. So maybe it won't be that bad of an idea, I don't think. And then again, let's see here, general tuning for the announcer and Spartan chatter to reduce their frequency in events and focus on the information that matters most to players. Yes, please. Like, they announced the Spartan, or the sniper rifles and the power weapons, like, just so freaking much in the beta. Definitely a cooldown on that would be very, very welcome. And I'm excited to see them do that, because Jesus Christ, that guy that would be announcing sniper rifles here, sniper rifles on the battlefield,
Don't forget that sniper. I made you a sandwich. Has pickles.
That's a fantastic post if you guys ever saw that. But that's pretty much the consensus of it. Like, he just talks so freaking much. Another thing, let's go ahead and skip over here to the CSR. They are actually pretty much saying the way that it worked in the beta is pretty much how it's going to be in the game. As far as your CSR is going to be based off of your team rather than your individual play, with the exception of the first 10 matches that will actually get your base rank, which I don't think is really all that bad, even though, like myself, I get really salty if I do really well on my team and then we end up losing because my teammates suck. The fact that they're emphasizing the teamwork more so than the individual skill is really a fantastic move. It doesn't really seem to work out like if you're trying to go lone wolf, but it's a team-based game, and for them to be staying focused on the team is, you know, definitely where their heart should be. So I commend 343 for actually doing that and sticking to their guns. And the rest of that, as far as like CSR goes, is pretty much stuff that you would expect. It's improved skill detection, improved skill matchmaking, team balancing, skill boosting, and general bug fixing and tuning. So nothing really too crazy there. It's really kind of the same stuff that you would come to expect. Matchmaking is pretty much the same as well. I mean, just stuff you would expect. They're just going to be making everything better. One thing that's really thing that you should note in this is they're going to be hiding CSR ranks until the match starts to de-incentivize quitting. So that way you can't go in there and be like, oh crap, they have like 3 pros on their team and back out. Like there's no way, you won't even know what rank they were until the match actually starts. So, and then they're going to start punishing quitters as well, which is a fantastic idea because the beta was plagued with quitters. If they started to lose, they would just immediately drop out because they had no, reason not to. There was no punishment for it, so to add a punishment for that is a fantastic idea again. So guys, again, I'm really excited. That's pretty much the gist of the post. I'm going to leave the link for the post in the description below so you can read it all verbatim if you like. I kind of just skipped over the things that I found were the most interesting, which I think that was pretty much everything in there. But there are some other interesting things in there that you might want to read. There's like a little chart showing all the different numbers of like kills and total shots fired, like cool little facts like that. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention is they're going to be actually improving, where was it? The presentation, I believe. Yeah, no, right. Pretty much they're going to be making the post-war report a lot better than what it was in the beta. Like, it was pretty much non-existent, especially if you like accidentally hit B. There was no way to actually go back to it. But I would love to actually see them, show all your medals, show who you killed the most, who killed you the most. I think really Halo 3 did a fantastic job of doing that, and I would love to see something like that come back in the Halo 5 Guardians final build. So a lot of exciting stuff to be looking forward to this year. Good thing that they've been listening to the fans. Halo 5 Guardians is looking like a fantastic game here so far. Now, if only they could fix MCC. Yeah, I went there. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a like. And as always, thank you for watching. Perhaps get it out.